Back when I was younger, I once saw the idea of Gordon and Henry being related. The idea was brought back when I watched a video the Thomas theorist made involving Gordon's family tree. I highly recommend you watch it and his channel in general. To be fair, the concept isn't too far off. I mean, when you look into their backstories, it makes sense. Let me explain. Henry was built around 1919, being built from stolen blueprints by Sir Nigel Gresley. Y'all know who he is. The design was drafted back in 1915. A stretched out Atlantic with a 462 configuration. They were pushed aside and Gresley began drafting again. Somewhere around this time, a rival to Gresley hired a spy to steal the plans for his latest design. However, the wrong blueprints were stolen, and by the time Henry was completed, they realized their mistake.
Kids, why don't you step outside for a second?
Dear Lord, that's the loudest profanity I've ever heard.
The design had a small firebox and couldn't make up enough steam. Now for Gordon, he was built in 1922, being the first member of the A1 class, an experimental prototype more like. Possibly those were the plans the spy was supposed to steal. Now why do I bring this up? Both Gordon and Henry are designed by Gresley, and the rule in the Railway series is, engines can be cousins if designed by the same person but different design. Engines can be siblings if designed by the same person and same design, which is why we have characters like Bill, Ben, Donald, and Douglas.
You'd like our Bluebell and Primrose? They're twins, he chuckled. It's like as two peas.
So technically, Gordon and Henry are related. There's a way I can back it up. Gordon was built in Doncaster along with some of his brothers and sisters.
What, sir? All my Doncaster brothers drawn the same time as me? All gone. Except one.
But some weren't built in Doncaster, yet they're still his blood family. Or at least how far a family can go with trains. I don't know, man. Now, something I want to talk about that is completely unrelated is when Flying Scotsman arrives at Sodor to cheer up Gordon.
Henry was jealous. Tenders are marks of distinction, he complained. Everybody knows that. Why's he got two? He's famous, explained Duck and Donald. He was the second to go 100 miles an hour. Besides, the other railway has no coal and water. Pooh, sniffed Henry. I can't believe that. I never boast, he continued, but I always work hard enough for two. I deserve another tender for that. Henry, would you like my tenders?
Henry's jealous because he thinks that he should be the one who has two tenders and should be treated like a celebrity. And honestly, this makes sense because Henry's had to work through hell and back to get to where he is. And looking deeper into it, he's like the first child. By the time Gordon was built, along with the other A1s, basically Gresley had fixed out all the kinks. I think you know where I'm going with this. Yeah, who knew that a choo-choo train would have lots of lore? Now, am I being Matt Pat? Yes. Note, this was written a few hours before I found out he's retiring soon. Is this speculation? These are trains, not people. But that's another discussion for a future episode. At the end of the day, you can decide. I mean, headcanons and AUs exist. But I kind of like the idea of Gordon and Henry being lost brothers or something, since it adds more depth to them. It's also funny how William Stanier rebuilt Henry and then did the same to Gordon. So was that supposed to lead to something? I don't know.